Thank you for joining us here at 6 a.m. on this Tuesday. I'm Eric Connert.
And I'm Netta Irampour. And let's start off with your forecast meteorologist, Evan Irani, with the check of a possibility of showers. Is that what's happening?
Possibilities of showers.
We could use it, yeah.
I don't think we're going to get much, to be honest.
Okay.
It looks like our inland valleys and our mountains are most opportune in seeing that rain risk come about. But generally, it's going to stay really, really light for us. Scattered showers have made their way toward about central California at this point and are continuing in our direction. More so, what we'll be watching for going into the afternoon and evening is wind. The wind advisory now stays in effect through our mountains and deserts for the day and into tomorrow as well. Mountains are most likely to pick up on those showers with 60s this afternoon, low 70s out by our coast and inland. As far as our live look outside goes, how about this? It's gorgeous as we start off your morning. You can see those clouds passing by. Sunrise in just about 10 minutes. Vanessa Paz checking in on traffic. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, the drive, not so gorgeous as the conditions out there. We have a SIG alert that we're following. This is near the City Heights area on the 94. And it's involving a couple of cars. It looks like 3 of the left lanes are blocked in Emerald Hills, and this is on the 94 East right before you hit Euclid Avenue. It says that it's slowing things down to the 805, and I'm not seeing any slowing as of last check. Again, this is the opposite direction of where most folks are heading this morning, but it could cause some slowing if you're headed westbound, let's say from Lemon Grove. As you make your way into Golden Hill in the South Park neighborhood. All right, this is the 94, but this is just west of the 805. So this is once you get past the 805, headed into Golden Hill and South Park. If anything changes, we will let you know, and we will continue to keep you updated with that SIG alert throughout the morning. Netta?
Thank you so much, Vanessa. And now, tonight, people living in El Cajon will get the chance to make their voices heard.
A town hall will be held to discuss how the city plans to deal with a growing speeding problem. News 8's Tori Apodaca live in El Cajon with the details on this proposal here. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Netta and Eric. People tell us that it has just been getting worse and worse, the people speeding out on these streets, and it's why the city wants to add an automated warning system to encourage people to slow down. It would be a 1-year pilot program that would add cameras and sensors into each of the 4 council districts. The tech would send written warnings to drivers going more than 20 miles over the speed limit, not fines. It would also collect data for the city to track which streets people are speeding on most. The estimated cost is $100,000 a year out of the city's general fund. But some question if a warning would really do enough to get people to slow down.
Getting worse. It's getting worse with the traffic being really congested. Sometimes people get a little agitated about that, and then they want to do what they want to do.
Some people are very responsive to warnings and they don't like getting in trouble, and so that would do it. I think other people are going to break the rules no matter what you do unless there's a very heavy consequence.
So if you do want to learn more about this program, there will be a town hall tonight at 6:30 at the Ronald Reagan Community Center. Reporting in El Cajon, Tori Apodaca, News 8.
Tori, thank you. This morning here, the field of candidates for the 2026 California governor's race, it is shrinking.
Yeah, former state controller Betty Yee is dropping out. News 8's Chris Groh live here in studio to tell us the candidates who are now topping the polls. What's going on now, Chris?
Yeah, look, there's been a lot of talk about how many people are in the field when it comes to the Democratic Party and the fact that you are seeing in the Democrats' own polling Republicans at the top. And we are getting closer and closer to that June primary, that open primary. And that Democratic field is getting thinner. Former state controller Betty Yee has ended her campaign. Now, Yee was critical of the party releasing the polling numbers, saying it put a chill on donors. However, she did say it was just the numbers themselves and not pressure from the party that led to her decision. Party chair Rusty Hicks also defended the party releasing the polls. Take a listen to both.
I think it was self-fulfilling. I have to just say that.
I've not called on any specific candidate to step back from their candidacy. They can hold out hope, but the numbers are what the numbers are.
And as you can see right there with the numbers, before it briefly went away, the top has Riverside Sheriff Chad Bianco and Republican political commentator Steve Hilton on top. And the top polling Democrats include Javier Becerra, who has jumped into double digits after polling much of this race in single digits, followed by Tom Steyer and Katie Porter, also polling in double digits. But there are still candidates in the race in the single digits. Those include Matt Mahan, Antonio Villaraigosa, and Tony Thurmond. Now, even though Yee has dropped out, the deadline for her name to be taken off the ballot has passed. Again, it is an open primary here in the state of California, meaning that you are going to have Democrats and Republicans being voted on together. You could have 2 Democrats, you could have 2 Republicans, you could have a Democrat and a Republican. Remains to be seen exactly how things are going to shake up just yet. Back to you guys.
All right, Chris, thanks. Don't miss Voters Decide, the governor's debate, airing April 28th from 5:30 to 7 right here on CBS 8. Hear directly from the candidates as they make their case to the voters. We'll have expert analysis before and after. Well, could San Diego County supervisors serve up to 12 years in office? That's one of the changes being proposed today. Supervisor Tara Lawson-Remer is pushing for major updates to the county charter, which, if passed, would appear on the November ballot. That includes extending supervisor term limits from 2 to 3. Supervisor Jim Desmond is criticizing that idea, calling it, quote, a self-serving power grab. Other proposed reforms include an independent ethics commission and a nonpartisan budget analyst.
Also today, supervisors will consider expanding the Immigrant Legal Defense Program. Supervisors Tara Lawson-Remer and Paloma Aguirre want to partner with the Mexican consulate to help fund legal services for Mexican nationals. They also want to expand access to Know Your Rights information about immigration enforcement. El Cajon Mayor Bill Wells criticizing this proposal, saying the county should not spend tax dollars on this. But the proposal says the Mexican consulate would take on the costs, not the county.
Little cloud cover out there to start, a little gray, but it's going to be a nice, comfortable day, right?
Good.
Yeah, should be a really nice day. Just some passing clouds as it stands out the door. This is live right now, and it's gorgeous. Most of our mountain cameras look pretty similar with, I'd say, a mix, kind of half and half. As far as the sun and clouds go, same look as we start to look from Mount Soledad, looking south toward about the Mission Bay area. Sunrise about 5 minutes away. Not bad at all in terms of our temperatures out the door right now. Mostly 50s. We've got some 60s, or at least moving in that direction, especially closer to the water. Escondido is just one spot to mention, but of many. Across our valley floors this afternoon into the mountains, we're going to start to see that wind picking up. It's onshore flow, calm winds for now, and then really starting to elevate past about 2 p.m. as that low pressure system makes its closest approach. That's also going to coincide with when we could see a few scattered showers. So at least between now and 4 p.m., really mild overall. Out the door, mostly 50s, 54 in Oceanside this afternoon, 56 in El Cajon. We've got some of those 40s, some 30s toward Campo and Julian, but those are really the only spots we're looking at right now in terms of 30s to start the day. As far as wind goes, here's this afternoon. You can see how intense things get. 22 miles per hour in Ramona, 24 in Alpine. You cross over to the mountains, and we're in the 30s, 40s, 50s in terms of our wind gusts. Sustained speeds will be much less intense. Borrego Springs could get all the way up to 43 miles per hour on our wind speeds out there, at least wind gusts. When we look to tomorrow afternoon, winds die down overnight toward our coastline and inland, but stay very breezy toward the mountains and deserts, which is why they will be under that wind advisory for the foreseeable future, at least the next 24 hours. Rainfall estimates show that we probably will pick up on some very light stuff, very light scattered showers, but not many spots registering anything around 1/10 of an inch or more. Most of us staying just around a few hundredths of an inch range. So really light stuff, if any at all. Vanessa Paz has a check of traffic at 6:08 here on our Tuesday. What's going on?
Well, we are still keeping our eyes on a SIG alert happening just off the 94 as you make your way in from Lemon Grove. So it's pretty much on the 94 between the 125 and the 805. 3 lanes are currently blocked, so all of the left lanes, also known as the fast lanes, and this is right at Euclid Avenue. Traffic right now, not really an issue. In fact, average speeds through that pocket eastbound about 55, 60 miles per hour. And for those headed westbound this morning, we're not looking at any slowing either, about 76 miles per hour headed inbound from Lemon Grove as you shoot your way west. Here's what your travel times look like. So this is that drive that would be impacted, and right now we're looking at a 7-minute travel time to get you to downtown. So nothing major as of yet. In fact, we have Chopper 8 who is heading to the scene, and as I kind of rewind here and see if their picture is up, it is not, but hopefully in the next 10, 15 minutes or so after the break, we can give you a live look from that activity there. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at what else is happening in terms of travel times. We're still on the green for so many of those popular drives, about 10 to 15, coming in from San Ysidro, as well as a 54. And I also just got word that the chopper is overhead of that scene there. So I'm not sure if this is the crash. This is a completely different scene that they're at. Actually, they're over what looks to be a house fire of some sort. All right, these updates will be coming up next. This is not the crash on the 94, but this is a house fire that Chopper 8 is up. And this is obviously breaking news. I don't have any details, but we'll continue to bring you that information later on in the newscast. Netta.
Vanessa, thank you very much. Yeah, it looks like this broke out just before 6 o'clock. This fire, 920 60th Street is what we're hearing. You obviously see police cars out there as well, blocking probably those roads leading up to that fire so that fire crews can have full access. This just started within the last 15 minutes, so you can see the bright red of the flames and all that thick smoke that's spewing up into the sky. So something we are working right now to get information on. Our newsroom making those calls. We have a photographer headed that way as well. Right now, Chopper 8 showing us. Now it looks like some of the red dwindling a bit as you see all the firefighters out there putting water on it, trying to get this to go out quickly.
They're on a roof right next door with a good angle at the fire right now, making quick work of it.